Our last video just cut off. Basically, we were saying before, after 8 o'clock in Wigan, on the roads when we were growing up, there was nothing, because you had no hypermarkets and things like that. You didn't have all these retail parks, and people now are just zipping about, and then they're texting all the time, and they're checking notifications of what's going on, and getting gaming. You know, people are so distracted with all this fucking nonsense.
Yes.
You know.
It's also a pissing contest. Facebook and that, the pissing contest, you know, look at how good and excellent my life is. It's just a little window into people's lives.
It's
Holidays.
It's a lot of people wanking themselves off, basically, and I must there has been occasion when I've fallen into that trap.
Well, who doesn't?
You know,
it's set up for people to do that.
You know, these selfies, what they all take. Well, we've covered this, but you know, there's some people must be that chronically insecure that they're taking them constantly. You know what I mean? They're sat on pot having a shit and they're taking a selfie.
Just done number 2.
You know, and like then they're telling you, man, they'll go into these statuses, the minute detail of the day, you know, and it's so excruciating that we've gone like that now. I mean, I've even found myself planning statuses in my own head. And you think, like, what the fucking hell? What's going on here? You know, or some fellas just banged into me in the shop. Right, watch this for a status. You know, and
it's like we said before. You know, you can put something on. I wouldn't say profound, but you know, something that does matter to people. For example, like Britain's hardest grafter, and nobody even bothers.
Well, for example, right. I mean, I'm not saying these videos are the best videos ever made in the history of the internet, but of all my videos, these videos get the lowest hits, and I can deal with that really, because I find it interesting that we've started a new channel, Fireside Thoughts by the way, and we've got, as it stands, 9 subscribers, and it's like starting again, and it's interesting. Now, we do talk a lot of sense in these videos. I can't say that we're 100% right, but these are our opinions. You know, Paul Lynch in a flap. Anyway, I did a video with Fat Harry on the bus station. 68,000 views. Got me quite a bit of abuse, and you know, I've won gong shows, I've been on television a few times, I've done a few things, and all I get it pulled up for in the street is, where's Fat Harry? Where's Fat Harry? How's he doing? And that people want shit. They want lots of shit. They're like fucking pigs at a trough, basically, devouring shit. Like reality TV, the only way is Essex, the only way is fucking this, you know, just shit.
But let's look at the psyche of, you know, let's have a look at the people who watched the one with Fat Harry. Now, you know, you admit yourself, you got a bad ride with that one. I don't personally believe you went out to crucify the man. People come and give you an hard time, but the fact that many people watch that, they're not watching it to be disgusted, they're watching because they want to see him get taunted. Because that's the sadistic nature of people and human beings. Yeah.
It's one of them. It's the mass consciousness of people. It's so low, and the collective consciousness of people is thick.
Yeah.
That's why Cameron's in again. That's why Hitler got into power. That's why so many, you know. That's why no one's doing anything about all these laws that are being passed, which will eventually see us living in a society of the global elite and peasants. For how well you're doing in your life now, it will be taken away from you at some point. Am I wrong? No, it might be not next year. It might be in your children's lifetime, but whatever you've got and worked for will be taken away from you at some point. You know, and because no one's asked. Everyone's comatose. Everyone's got their head stuck in a phone.
It's actually happened to my father, that, you know. When I was younger, we used to live in a terraced house. Now, by today's standard of living, terraced houses are a bit backward.
Yeah.
He'd worked hard for it. He'd done the graft, as my mother had before they'd had me. And suddenly council decided to come along and compulsory purchase the area. They give them half of the market value as they could as they could do back then. Yeah, they could give you what they wanted.
Okay.
And he lost the home. And no disrespect to people who live in council houses, etc. But my dad took that as a knockdown. He took it as he'd been pushed back. And he went out though the following local election, and went and voted Labour. And I just can't understand that. I would have at least kicked them in the pants for what they'd done. But people don't.
Well, this is it, you see. Your fancy car on the drive, you don't own that. You are the registered keeper. You know, you have signed that car over to it's the property of the DVLA. Thus, it can be taken from you at any given time. Your house is mortgaged. Like, right, you could buy the house. If you own it, why do you have to ask for planning permission? You could build it, if it was yours outright, you could build a 20-foot black penis in your front fucking garden. But things get taken away from you because we don't own anything. Back to our initial point, we're basically tenants now on a planet. We all have a birthright to this planet, but a certain group basically decided that it's their planet and the rest of us have to pay to live here. You know what I mean? And people should think about that, you know, basically.
The irony is you can reject it though. I mean, we've often had this little debate, haven't we, over say McDonald's Corporation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm going to defend McDonald's here, but people say, you know, you get people, they're killing our kids. I've yet to see McDonald's drag kids into a restaurant and force feed them a cheeseburger or an Happy Meal. We choose to go to these places and kill ourselves with obesity, etc. You can reject it, but people are too lazy.
And it makes you wonder if there is a future for us if we don't change our ways, basically. And we'll leave it there now because our videos are too long today.